Hi, I'm Blisy.
Hey, if you enjoy the video, consider clicking like, subscribe, bell notification, and the join button. Becoming a channel member is only $4.99 a month. It really helps me out, and you get a bunch of perks like these badges for how long you've been a member for. You get these emojis for my live stream chats, and you get access to my videos when I upload them instead of when I release them. So thanks so much, and enjoy the video.
Hey everyone, this is going to be a video showing you how to get easy shiny Pokemon in the Pokespots in XD Gale of Darkness. This is going to be a video on how to RNG abuse these Pokemon. This will control the shininess, the gender, which Pokemon it is, and the nature. It doesn't change the ability, and it doesn't control the IVs. There's a separate process for that, which I will show in a separate video because it's wildly different. So, in-game, you're going to need a few things. You're going to either need to be at a point in the game where it's before the cave spot is unlocked, and so you don't have the Mirror radar and you don't have the Bonsly walking around, or you need to be after you've shut off the Mirror radar and done the Bonsly. If you're at a point where you have to get the Mirror radar, like collect all of his Pokemon, or do the Bonsly, both of them can mess this RNG up, so you need to have that done. And then you're going to need to know your trainer ID and your secret ID. You can get your trainer ID just by looking in the PDA. Your secret ID, you need to RNG abuse at the start of the game. So, unfortunate, but that's what you got to do. Out of game, you're going to need the usuals. You're going to need Flowtimer. You're going to need Pokefinder, open to the GameCube Seed Finder section. And you're going to need XDSeed. If you don't know what these programs are, go watch my XD Gale of Darkness Basics video, please. It'll be very helpful for you to RNG abuse these Pokemon. And you're also going to need... It's not technically necessary, but it would be very helpful in-game to have one Pokemon who is not purified yet in your PDA. So, like, when you look at this, like when I go into the Shadow Monitor on the PDA, if you have a Pokemon who is not yet purified, that would be super helpful. I'm not sure if I technically have one right. Oh, I do. I still have Lugia perfectly. So, yeah, it'll be very helpful to have someone who's not purified yet. Very important there. Okay. With that said, let's get underway. So the first thing you're going to need to do is save in a, well, you don't need to save in a Pokespot, but you need to put some bait down. Oh, what did I just do? So you don't need to put, you can put however much bait you want. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put one down so I waste as little as possible. And then you're going to leave and you're going to go straight to the Cypher, I think it's like the Cypher Lab. Is that what it is? Yeah. Cypher Lab. So you're going to go here. This is because in this area, there's no random noise at all. So like there's no noise from coming on from any areas, unlike in Coliseum. And then you're going to save. Okay. At that point, you can soft reset the game. Oh, what are the, I don't remember the button combo in this game. I've done it. Okay. So once your game is soft resetting, you're going to just find your initial seed like you would using Pokefinder. Again, I've covered this in my video, the basics video, but finding the seed's really easy. Just in Pokefinder, you just have to use this little GameCube Seed Finder button, which you can get from there. So you go into Versus mode and go into Quick Battle. And click Ultimate versus CPU. So first one, Rayquaza and Articuno. The first one, you don't type anything in these boxes. And then from the second one onward, you do. So Mew, Moltres. Search. All right, 2 results. Do it. Just do this until you get a seed. Rayquaza, Kangaskhan. Search. All right. Once you get your seed, hit yes to copying it to the clipboard and leave it here. Now, we're going to go over to XDSeed and we're going to click Pokespot. And we're going to paste our seed here. And for the frames, we're going to just search a pretty high amount of frames. Okay, so here is the number of Pokemon in your party. You're just going to do that to whatever it is. I've only got 2 in my party right now. We'll cover all of this stuff in a second. Down here is your secret ID, your trainer ID and your secret ID. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the one I have for the save file. 316 55838. Okay, this box is shiny only. And then this one is, it's to account for if the bonsai is out messing around. Only check this if you absolutely need to. And I would just get rid of the bonsai. I would just deal with it rather than dealing with that, right? So here is the Pokemon you're aiming for, okay? So we are in, I want the spot that, I want Trapinch, who I believe is this one. You're just going to have to look up their Japanese names. It's simple as that. And you're going to have to look up which Pokemon are in which Pokespot, because I only left the cheese in one Pokespot. Or cheese. Pokesnacks? I don't know what they are. Here is the nature that you want. I would like a jolly one. That'd be cool. You can click this box to select multiple natures at once. I will do that. Naive is also good. Mujaki. There you go. Again, you're going to have to look up the natures in English and Bulbapedia. This is... is this abilities? Yeah, okay, so this one is abilities. Here's the thing about abilities, is this will matter if you go to it immediately, but the ability can kind of change if you reset the game after encountering the like after you see the shiny. So I would ignore the ability box for now. So for this one, it's the gender box. I don't personally care about the gender. And then you can hit search. All right. So as you can see, shiny frames are popping in. Here's the thing. Pay attention to how many frames this is. This is a lot. If we're assuming advancement at the normal rate, right? We look at this calculator. This is our amount of frames divided by 3197.1. This is how many seconds we have to wait. So 25 minutes. It's quite a wait if we're willing to do that. So I could clear the nature. Oops. So you can clear the natures. Like for this guide specifically, I'm gonna just check any nature because I don't want to wait a long time. But sometimes it is worth it to wait a long time. So I'll check that. All right. So as we can see here, I think this is bold. So this is only 50,000 frames. So this is actually a very short amount of time. So divide that by 3179.1. Is that 16 seconds? Yeah. So as you can see, an extremely short amount of time. I can divide that again, right? If I divide it, yeah, that'd be a point. Yeah, okay. So really short amount of time. And again, if you're confused as to why I'm doing this number, which is right, let me slow my roll here for a minute, okay? Let me chill the hell out. This is our initial seed. This is our initial seed. This is our current state of being. This is how many frames away from the seed that the Pokemon is obtained on, okay? So this shiny will be obtained on this frame, and this will be the game's seed or whatever. This is the PID of that Pokemon, the personality value. This is the nature, this is the ability, this is the gender, this is a little star that says, hey, this is a shiny boy. Or a girl in my case. Okay? I hope all those things made sense and I wasn't kind of being too annoying, like too random about it, right? So the reason we're taking this number, 51,716, and we're dividing it by 3179.1, this is how many frames a shadow Pokemon advances per second while you're viewing at it in the PDA. So that just dividing those two numbers by each other gives us how many seconds we have to wait until we're basically at our frame. Now keep in mind, we don't want to advance the exact amount of seconds because we want to give some leeway for more minute advancements, because 3,179.1 second, like frames per second, is a lot of frames per second. So we don't want to be exact about it, right? Also, there are other ways to get closer to this than just waiting, right? So let me show you something also that's pretty cool. So as you can see, I'm here. If I continue doing this, so if I go out of the quick battle and I go back in and I just didn't hit the reset button, right? And I just input the next natural ones, Pokefinder will show us the next sequential seed, right? So I hit search, I'll get another seed. So this will probably be lowered by a few thousand, right? So I hit search here. So as you can see, what did that do? That reduced it by about 1,000. So you could do 50 of menu advancements just to but if you get even shorter seed than I did here, right? Like if you got one that was only like 10,000 away, you could do several of these menu advancements. I just don't think they're particularly useful for that. So now that I've done this advancement, I need to copy this and do my math over again. So 3179.1. Okay, it's 15.93 seconds. So what we're going to do is I like to undershoot by around 500 frames. So we're going to minus this frame by 500. And in fact, it might be a little better to do even less than that. We might, because since I'm using such a, I could do like, hold on, sorry. I could do just, right? And then I could, what is that, 17 minutes? Yeah, I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract this by 4,000. We'll undershoot it by 4,000, and we'll aim for this many frames. So divide that by, so this is how many seconds we're going to wait. So I'll set a timer here. So we'll do trap pinch PID. I like to label them. So this timer, Flowtimer, is in milliseconds, right? So this value is seconds. Milliseconds is just 3 places after the decimal point. So to get this number in milliseconds, I do, hold on. Gotta do. Oh boy. Oh geez. Oh, we're having a blunder here. Okay. Divided by. Alright. So to get this number in milliseconds, all I do is just type 14, which is the seconds. Then instead of typing a decimal point, I just type 705. And that's how many milliseconds it is. Really simple. Okay. And then let me just make sure that the timer is actually beeping. Because, because the thing is, my audio device is switched, so I like to make sure that the timer beeps properly. There we go. Okay, we're good. So, you're going to continue the game at this point. Bring up the pause menu immediately. Make sure your character doesn't fidget beforehand. Then we're going to go into PDA, Shadow Monitor. Scroll all the way down to wherever your Shadow Pokemon's at. I think mine's basically just like the Lugia. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to hit A to start your timer. You're going to start your timer the second you hit A to view the Pokemon. So, oh, and I like 6 beeps, so I'm going to make sure that's set. So when the timer ends, you just hit B to back out of this menu here. So again, very short timer. I can even talk the entire time during it without cutting. So here we go. So you just hit B the second the thing runs out. So then you go back to this menu here. Now what we have to do is figure out what our current frame is. So we're going to copy our initial seed. We're going to go over to here. Nope. We're going to go to here. We tried to advance this many frames, right? So we're going to paste this here. We're going to paste that here. We're going to we'll go. So this is the current seed that we started at, rather, not our current seed. This is the seed we started at. This is the amount of frames we were trying to advance, and so we have to give a range to this, right? So I'll make this a flat 50,000, and then I'll subtract this by 3, and we'll do 43,749. And then we're going to watch our boy here fidget. So that was front and back. I moved him by accident. And we just do this a few times, left and right, until we find our seed. So I'll probably search at 5, but it'll take a little while longer to find it. Up and down. I'm impatient. Now, a thing to note here is that it says that it's a time-based thing for if a Pokemon shows up with a Pokespot, right? It's actually not a time-based thing. It's a step-based thing. So as long as you stand still, your cheese or Pokespot food will never go away. So you actually don't have to worry about that, luckily. All right, so we're getting close. Looks like our frame advancements were fairly accurate. Oops. He only does one little wiggle every 20 seconds, and he can never do the same wiggle 2 times in a row. Again, I explain all of this, the process of this type of advancement, in my XD Basics video. So make sure to have checked that out. Make sure to have watched it. Now this number here should pretty much be cut in half every time you do. Every time this dude does a wiggle. And I probably could have even shrunk my frame range to be more specific to what it was. It's probably going to end up being one of the ones that's in 46 because that's what I aimed for. Okay, front and back. I would put money on one of these two, but it could be lower or under. But that's why we give ourselves leeway, everybody. Up and down. Yeah, so that's why, but it is important to make sure you always do give yourself leeway. Front and back. All right. Okay, and now you're gonna have to just keep going. It'll take a little while to get rid of this one, maybe 1 or 2 more advancements to figure out which one it is. Front and back. Alright, we figured it out. It's this one. It can be nice to do one more advancement just to double check that we're on the right seed. So we'll let this guy do one little more wiggle. Left and right. So we're definitely on the right one. So this is our new seed. So we're going to go back over to the Pokespot tab, paste our seed here. See how many more frames we have to advance. So we have to do, oh boy, got to stop that. Okay, so we have to do 4,388 more advancements, which is not too much. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use Venusaur in my party menu, which is 48. So I'm going to go here, V. We will, I'll subtract this by 400. Again, keep under it because we can easily do 400 frame advancements with smaller methods, right? Saving does 63. I mean, I could do less, right? I could do minus 300. I don't love to overshoot. That's scary, but so yeah. Okay, so we'll divide this by 48.5. So that's 84. So let's have this many seconds. So 84288 seconds. So again, it's a longer wait because it's only 48, right? 48.5. Let me double check. I did 48.5. Yeah, divided by. Okay. So go to Pokemon, Venusaur, and then when you click Summary. So we're gonna do that. And we wait. I will pause this one, but in the setup for that, we're going to copy our current seed here. Go over to here. Paste. We're going to hit clear down here. And we're looking for 3,000 to 5,000 because that's a very small amount of range. And I'll pause it and I'll unpause when it's time to get the heck out of here. All right, we only have 6 seconds left. Oh, oops. Okay. All right, so now we just do the same thing as we did before, where we find our current seed using the Wiggles. Famous children's band, the Wiggles. That's how we find our seed, everybody. All right, left and right. Now, this is gonna rapidly decline. Luckily, since we're searching such a small frame range, it might even go faster than double, but who knows? I'm really hoping that I didn't go over. But we shall see. Front and back. Here's the thing about this, right, is the Wiggles are very, like, watching him do his little dance is very tedious, but it allows a lot of security in knowing where your current frame is, which is not a luxury often granted on any retail RNG, right? In other Gen 3 RNGs, you cannot know what frame you're on. You just have to be good at timing and then figure out how far you missed afterwards, right? Gen 4 and 5, you can know what frame you're on most of the time using chatbots. Gen 6 and 7, again, you just cannot know what frame you're on. So even in a regular Coliseum, once the game is loaded, you cannot know what frame you're on. So it's just very nice for this to happen. Left and right again. And then on top of that, luckily, since we have ways to advance our frame, an even number and an odd number, It doesn't matter if we need to do an even or odd number of advances. We can... we can get to both, right? You're not going to be permanently stuck on even or odd. I'm hoping I'm at 40... No, I don't want 42. Oh, I want this one. Uh-oh. I think it's overshot. Yikers. I think I overshot, boys. Oh, no, it's okay if I overshot because we didn't... We planned for that. Left and right. It's looking like this one if I'm unlucky. But even if I'm unlucky, I should still be okay. Up and down. Okay. This one would be nicer just for the safety net of it, but we'll see. Left and right. Oh man, I'm staring at this kid front and back. Alright, I'm going to pause. We are very close to our target frame, I think. We're closer than I want to be. We're only 100 frames away. We are only 100 frames away, I believe. 160. Okay, we are extremely close. Okay. Oh, yeah, because, 4228. Okay. So, when you get this close, we're almost there. All right, so at this point, the way we have to advance 160 frames is... just doing small adjustments, so either using the items menu or saving or stuff like that. So let's take our little calculators out here. Okay, so, oh, whoops, this should not be here. So, outside of the Shadow Lab, opening and closing the items menu advances by 13, saving advances by 63, and doing a fidget advances by 2. So let's see how we can do this. So 160 divided by 63. This is what I like to see. So 2. So 2.5. So 63 times 2. It's 126. Okay. That's 13. All right, that gets over. So so let's do 63 times 2, right? Plus 13. Okay, good. Good. Over. So whoa. So it should be something like save twice, right? 63 times 2. Oh my goodness gracious. 63 times 2 plus 26, which is 13 twice. And then we do, right, plus 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 fidgets. So it's going to be save twice. That's 1. So we're at 63. We're going to save again. So, right. Now we're going to go into the items menu. That's 13. So we add 13 to that. All right, we're going to go in the items menu again. So we add 13 again. Right, so now we need to do, what is that? Plus 2, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 fidgets. So we do wait for that. So that's 1. We'll just leave it there. It's 2. It's 3. It's 4, and now once this happens, just run around until the thing beeps. All right, we have our little notification here, and now we go check. Oh, and if you want to RNG the nature and stuff, save. So, or not the nature. If you want to RNG the IVs and other things, save at this point, because this point, if it's shiny, it's locked in, right? And as we pull up, we should have a shiny Trapinch. And you can just go ahead and reset and watch my IV RNG video now. Thanks. Hey, I just want to do a big shout out to everyone who donates during my streams and who is a channel member. You guys are all amazing, and your support means so much to me, and I couldn't do any of this without you. And a special shout out to Achroma and Super Saiyan for being the amazingly generous Blissed God tier of $24.99 a month. If you want to become a member, you get a bunch of different rewards like emotes on my stream, a special Discord, and all that kind of stuff down. You could by just clicking the join button down below for various different prices. And a big special shout out to Green Darkness, who donated this copy of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness to me. Thanks. Bye.